partner at Prosperio.
Alrighty, thank you everybody. I'm going to give you an introduction to our compensation tool that we have online. Many of you know that we have a compensation survey. I've been working with the TIA on this, I think, for about 8 years. Many of you participate in it, and I know buy it every year in paper version, but I don't know if you're aware that there is also an online version that exists. So I'm going to give you a preview of that, and then I'm going to spend a little bit of time basically going over how you use it and a little bit of statistics lesson. I'm sorry, I know this time of the day in the afternoon you don't want to hear about statistics, but it will actually help you get more out of the survey, both the online version, which I'm demonstrating on my kiosk, and the paper version that hopefully you buy every year from the TIA. It'll make it so that you really can use the data better. So this year in 2017, for the year end 2017, we had over 118 companies provide data, so thank you very much, all of you that are in the room that did that. Over 6,000 incumbents, so we actually collect the data at the incumbent level. That means we know exactly how much people are paid. It's not guesswork, it's not an average, it's not self-reported like what you're going to find on Glassdoor. We have 50 different job titles, so you can get information not just about the core broker roles, but also about accounting and IT and HR and marketing. We've now been able to get enough data that we can report on that as well. We continue to collect throughout the year, so though we produce the paper report once a year, we use the online tool as a way to continually refresh and update. Why do you care about compensation data? Okay? It's important to have it so that you're not falling prey to fish stories. You want to hire in that great new employee and they're telling you they were paid $250,000 at their last company. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. What's the market for the job? You want to make sure you're not overpaying, you're not wasting those precious dollars. You want to make sure you've got hard data to back yourself up with it. You want to make sure that you are aligning yourself with the market position and you are where you want to be in terms of your total rewards package. So here's a look at the online version of this. It's going to be similar in terms of setup to the paper version, but it has some ability that the paper version doesn't have. So you can actually slice and dice. If you look over here, you can pick by region, and you can look at a specific segment of the country. So if you're in the middle of the United States, you probably don't really want to see pay levels for New Jersey or San Francisco included in that. So you can filter it down and be looking at a very specific set. There's a bar up at the top that says click to see additional filters. This is where you can do even more slicing and dicing. So you can actually say, I only want to look at small brokers. I want to exclude those that are over 100 million. I want to exclude any that are publicly traded, and I just want to look at private. So you can really get the data narrowed down to what you want to focus on. You may not be aware, be careful before you get too excited about this, okay? You can't narrow it too much. There are rules. The Department of Justice has provided rules to prevent price fixing in terms of compensation surveys. So these are the rules that we have to follow. The most critical one being we have to have 5 companies that give us data for any disseminated statistic. So you can take yourself down here to too fine of a level where it will say there's no data reported. Just go back up again. Just try not to be so precise, and you'll be able to see the information that you want. Okay. Now a little bit of statistics refresher for you. I learned this one from my kids. How many of you guys know this rhyme? Hey diddle diddle, the median's the middle. You add then divide for the mean. The mode is the one that you see the most, and the range is the difference between. Okay, it's very important to keep this in mind when you're looking at compensation data. Never, ever, 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 more times than I said it up there, use average when you're looking at compensation statistics. And I've got this will show you why, okay? So this is a data set 1 and data set 2. Median is the one in the middle, okay? So of these 2 data sets, 40,000 would be the median pay for both of them. In the survey, you will also see that we share the 25th percentile and the 75th percentile as well. So that helps you get a sense of the spread. So data set 1 is very tight, okay? 25% of the participants are below 39,000 in pay, 25% are above 41. Data set 2 has a much wider spread. We're seeing a $30,000 spread there. Now this should tell you right here, those of you who are quick with math, why average would be a horrible thing to use on these two data sets, okay? Average of data set 1 is 40,000, very accurate in terms of what it's looking like. If you're looking at data set 2 and you see the average of 111,000, that's a completely inaccurate representation of what the pay levels are for that group. So that's why if you ever see a survey that is reporting average pay levels, run. Okay, you do not want to use that survey. It will probably lead you to be overpaying your employees. They would love for you to use that survey because it's going to be distorted by any big outlier that's going to be in there. What you really want to look at are the medians and then get a sense of the spread in terms of the pay range by looking at the 25th and the 75th percentile. Another thing that I get asked about a lot in the survey, because we look at median salary, median total compensation, and then median incentive. You would think it would be logical that you could add those columns up, that you could say median salary plus median incentive gets you median total comp. It doesn't work that way. Okay, so this is, I want you to kind of see behind the scenes so you understand what's in the data. We actually are looking at each column independently of one another. So I have, imagine that A through I are people's names, and I have their salary, their incentive, and their total pay. So you can see the salary median is 50,000, the incentive median is 20, and the total median is 100, okay? 50 plus 20 does not add to 100, but those are, in fact, the medians of each one of those data sets. So keep that in mind when you're looking at it. The other wonky thing that you can have happen is you can have people at higher experience levels be paid less than lower experience levels. Two reasons for this. One is compression, and then the other, I'm going to leave you guys to figure it out, a four-letter word that starts with F. I did have 1 second.
Not me too, I was still putting my pen in my pocket, so.